President-elect Donald Trump claimed victory on Wednesday after discussing illegal immigration with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. However, Sheinbaum emphasized that Mexico is already actively managing migration and opposed the idea of closing its borders. The conversation followed Trump's threat to impose tariffs on Mexico and Canada, part of his broader efforts to tackle illegal immigration and drug trafficking. On his Truth Social platform, Trump stated that Sheinbaum had agreed to stop migration through Mexico. However, Sheinbaum indirectly countered this, stressing Mexico's ongoing efforts in managing migration. Sheinbaum described the conversation as excellent, reiterating Mexico's commitment to cooperation and clarifying that closing borders was not part of the discussion. She highlighted Mexico's efforts in managing migrant caravans.
I believe that dialogue is the best way to understand the peace and prosperity of our nations. Attentively, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, President of the United States of Mexico. I am convinced, and this should be our attitude, that we will agree with President Trump. We complement each other as economies, and let the Mexicans know we negotiate as equals. There is no subordination here because we are a great country.
Trump's tariff threats, including a 25% tax on all imports from Mexico and Canada and a 10% tariff on China, are part of his strategy to pressure neighboring countries into tighter border controls. Sheinbaum acknowledged the focus on security and migration, but pointed out that migrant encounters at the U.S. Mexico border had decreased, largely due to actions taken during the Biden administration.
As a result, and according to figures from your country's Customs and Border Patrol, CBP, encounters at the U.S. Mexico border have been reduced by 75% from December 2023 to November 2024.
The Trump administration plans to launch public awareness campaigns about the dangers of fentanyl, a major contributor to the opioid crisis in the U.S. However, Sheinbaum argued that the fentanyl epidemic is a domestic issue requiring U.S. action rather than blaming Mexico.
We have always expressed Mexico's willingness to prevent the ongoing fentanyl epidemic in the United States, which is a problem of public health and consumption in your country's society.
Sheinbaum challenged Trump's economic threats, warning that Mexico would retaliate with tariffs of its own if U.S. measures were implemented. She cautioned that escalating trade barriers could endanger the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement and disrupt industries like automotive manufacturing.
One tariff would be followed by another in response, and so on until we put at risk common businesses. Yes, in common.
She also criticized the U.S. for prioritizing defense spending over addressing the root causes of migration, such as economic disparity and public health challenges. The dynamics between Trump and Sheinbaum are notably different from his first term, during which former Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador maintained a cooperative stance. Sheinbaum, who took office in October 2024, is a staunch leftist with a history of activism, positioning herself as a more assertive counterpart in U.S.-Mexico relations.